Good afternoon to all of you. Professor V.K. Singh on the stage, Dr. Nitin Seth on the stage, two important coordinators on the stage, one representing France and other representing India, Head of the Department Prabhakar Koya, my administrative colleague, Dr. Raghunathan, all high-level scientists, professors from both France and India, 6 from France now, 15 from India, my colleagues, would-be torchbearers, would-be proud scientists of not only great India, entire globe, very good afternoon. This event has given me two important things to talk. Number one, my own association with the Indo-French Center. I was very active with all Indo-French activities during the end of previous century and at the beginning of this new century. I had organized one such similar workshop, but not in India. It was conducted in Paris. But we were the coordinators. Professor Chidanand Gowda and myself were the coordinators. And then I had a big Indo-French project which went for 3 plus 1 additional year, 4 years. My counterpart was Professor Edwin Dide, the founder of symbolic data analysis for the entire world. In fact, the field of symbolic data analysis was very much limited only to France because all publications of Edwin Dide were in French language only. So Edwin Dide had built up a very big team called CIRMED at University of Dauphine. He was also associated with INRIA, INRIA, Rakinkou, near Versailles. So I used to go to both the places. In fact, I used to be so frequent visitor. Today, on the lighter side, my only daughter asks a single question: do I have a half sister in France? Okay, all right, right, because somebody in India who reads my horoscope has told my wife and my daughter, your father must be having more than one child. And she happens to be only child, and therefore she occasionally keeps asking me this question because France is such a beautiful place, right? France is such a wonderful place. In fact, I have got to tell you one. Please allow me to take. I used to travel from Cité Université to Denfert-Rochereau, and from Denfert-Rochereau to Versailles. I used to take that SNCF train, and I know it so happened that one lady was also her timing also got aligned with my timing, and then she would always ask me the question, "Would you mind if I smoke?" I said, "Okay, you go ahead and smoke." Then, very interestingly, one day I could not hesitate, I could not control, and I asked, "Why in France ladies smoke more than men?" Men do not smoke so much. It was my experience then. Men do not smoke so much, but ladies smoke a lot in France. Then I asked her, why ladies smoke so much? The very beautiful and a wonderful answer given by her was, we are more worried about our next husband rather than this husband, present husband. Okay? So that causes us tension. The tension is because of the next marriage rather than this present marriage. That is why we smoke. Okay. But it could be on the lighter side, which definitely tells how lovely and lively are the French people. You will definitely understand that in this period, in this time now. That's one part of it. The other part of it was I was attached to one student of INRIA as well as SIGMAT. Her name is Alam Shakoria Duzal. Even today, she has been in touch with me. Even today, we co-author. And in fact, later, I was so fortunate that I was on her board to make her associate professor and also professor later. Somehow it happened. But then this lady used to be so shrewd. She used to come ask me, Professor Nagabhushan, you should be available for me at exactly 3 p.m. tomorrow. You know, very opposite to the way what would happen in typical Indian universities or even IITs. It's very totally different. For in my first visit, I was a little taken back. First of all, there is no address like sir. Here in India, every professor will get offended if you don't call him as sir, right? And there, straight away said, Professor Nagabhushan, I am going to meet you at 3 p.m. tomorrow. She did not even ask me whether I could be free at 3 p.m. or not. She said, I'm going to meet you at 3 p.m. I have already verified with the secretary that you are free at 3 p.m. But then it was so interesting lady. Alam Shakoria Duzal is very, very naturally, there were plenty of such great happening. My great time was that Seine River. I used to take a walk late night till 11 p.m., 11:30 p.m. also, all across the Seine River. In fact, used to walk even from Denfert Rocio to, Cité Université where I was living. That was one part of it. The second part of it was the pleasant surprise of the presence of Padma Shri V.K. Singh. I'm sure Indians would definitely know what is the value of Padma Shri. For the benefit of French people, I have got to tell you, it is one of the highest award by Government of India, highest recognition, highest attribute that an academician could aspire for. Professor V.K. Singh is the recipient of Padma Shri, which should make this event a proud moment. The moment I just met V.K. Singh, I was feeling that I have already seen him somewhere. And he also had the same feeling, but then we did not know where exactly. After I gave my visiting card, oh, you are Nagabhushan, he said. Right? It is such a pleasant thing. And then I was figuring out, he is from IIT Kanpur, I know that, but I have not met him at Kanpur. Neither I have met him at Allahabad, which is my place of work. My place of work was Allahabad, close to Kanpur, about 5 hours, right? I never, of course, his colleagues uh, you know, were on my board at IIIT Allahabad. That was different. But then I had not, then I told him, sir, we have not met, just coming, before coming to the stage, I told him, sir, we must have met you in Delhi. He immediately said, it was at India International Center. Then the whole thing came clear to me that we met at the breakfast time in the morning and we had a lovely chat. And then he was then the director of ISER Bhopal. And just now he said that he was not only the founder director of ISER Bhopal, he completed 2 terms also at ISER Bhopal. He has given a very wonderful shape to ISER Bhopal. Right? I even today, now it is very clear where exactly he had sit for his breakfast also. It was near the window, and then, we had a lovely time. So that's why I mentioned ISER, why I mentioned Indian International Center is, why I mentioned about India International Center is, incidentally, that is very nearby to his place, his office. His office is just across that Lodhi road, near the Lodhi garden, and then habitats, and that's the place, beautiful place. And I used to enjoy my walks in the Lodhi garden. All right, that was the gate. So I cannot, I mean, definitely I do not know this chemistry, this part of chemistry, application, catalysis, pharma industry. That's your business. But then This inauguration took me into that nostalgic period. I wish all the success. I'm very sure when pioneers are over here, other than success cannot be possible at all. Isn't it? When pioneers are over here, there shall be an excellent churning. And because of churning, obviously, all these youngsters would get plenty of problems, not only for the next decade, perhaps even for the next century also. I'm sure all those things could happen. However, on the other hand, I request Professor Prabhakar Koya and the Indian counterpart to arrange one at least 10 minutes talk by Professor Singh for the youngsters. For the youngsters, 10 minutes separate, not chemistry, only about science and research. I am sure he is going to tell whether research is for publication or is publication for research, which I cannot even today understand. Right? Whether we conceive to deliver or because we want to deliver, we conceive. I really do not know. Because as an administrator, I get confused. When I sit in the interviews, particularly, I get confused. And I definitely get confused, absolutely get confused, particularly when in India there is one bad habit. There is one more ranking in India called NIRF, right? While the first few positions are automatically fixed up, there is a rat race for the remaining positions. And this rat race requires one more parameter called publications. Therefore, I don't call them as researchers. Therefore, the research managers try to manipulate these publications. I really wonder whether we try to manipulate our H index, citation index, etc., or do we do just research and because I have done research, delivery happens? Right? I have so many PhD scholars. Even today, till today, last PhD scholar is working, I want to make it last. Till today, I have not asked any of my PhD scholar, I have not forced any of my PhD scholar to publish in a particular journal because learning to find out in which journal one has got to publish is also a learning experience. They should know. They should really know. It is not on the weight, not on the support of a guide a candidate learns to publish. Publishing automatically happens if it is a good work. If it is an innovative work, it is a novel work, there is no other go other than editor accepting it sooner or later. It shall happen. All right. But then, keeping already in mind that I should publish here if I do the research, I don't think it will be called research. But nevertheless, I request Prabhakar Koyagaru, let him have an informal chat, particularly with the youngsters who are really derailed in India because in India we tell them without publication you cannot submit the thesis. Therefore, they work for thesis for publication, not for thesis. Right? I'm sure he will do that. Professor K.S. Rangappa was my vice chancellor. I'm not seeing him here. He was my vice chancellor. It was during his period my name used to appear for many vice chancellor positions. And all Indian scientists know. Name shall appear, but appearance of the name in the short list shall not ensure becoming a vice chancellor because there is one more blessing required in states, political blessing. Right? Well, I was never for any political blessing. But then that took me into central government, Triple IT Allahabad, and that was the occasion that brought me close to the people at IIT Kanpur, that brought me close to Professor Singh also, which we re-identified now. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful time. the seminar shall be a successful seminar. All the best.